This is VFL Weekly Wrap, the Wildcard week. Went to one game. But first, the other game. Interestingly, both games played exact same time, which is stupid. But anyway, now the game at Blacktown saw Sydney pump Frankston by 68 points, 22-14, 146 to 11-12, 78. Frankston only laid 28 tackles. Now the stats. Now for Sydney, Jevan Philippou, he kicked 6 goals, 25 possessions, 9 marks. Jake Sutton kicked 5 goals. For Frankston, Jackson Voss, 37 possessions, 12 marks. Tyson Milne, 37 possessions, 13 marks and a goal. Darby Hipwell, 34 possessions, 11 marks. Now, Sydney included 5 youngsters with just 14 games experience, including 2 first gamers. Obviously, the 5 AFL players from Sydney got suspended, so we won't get into that. So it weakened their team, but it didn't make a difference. Frankston also made a plethora of changes. They included a first gamer as well. Look at the players that missed for him through injury. Noah Gown, Trent Minott, George Gray, Bailey Lambert, Blake O'Leary and Ollie Moran, all injured and didn't play. Especially missing Noah Gown and Trent Minott, who's probably been their best player, Trent Minott. That just killed them. They got whipped by a team that had hardly any AFL listed players, academy players and youngsters. It's a great effort by Sydney to win this game. Now Frankston, they still lead Sydney head-to-head 3-2. And the game I went to was at Point Gellibrand, and an easy win for Williamstown. They beat Carlton by 38 points, 19-7, 121 to 12-11, 83. Willie 5 goals to nothing at quarter time, and then 4 goals to 3 in the second quarter. I just thought it was over by then. But then the third quarter, Williamstown 8 goals to 0, and Carlton managed to kick 9 goals to 2 in the last quarter. Now for Williamstown, Callan Dawson, he's had a good couple of games. He kicked 5 goals. Bailey Ryan kicked 4. Severs, Bruce and Datino Sante each kicked 2. For Carlton, Sam Payer 4, Flynn Young 3, Liam Farah 2. The possessions, Jake Greiser again, 32 possessions. Luke Parks, 22 possessions, 14 marks. Alex Murkoff, 40 hitouts. Toby Triffett, 25 possessions, a goal and 9 clearances. For Carlton, Ben Camporelli, 36 touches. Harry Charlson, 29 possessions. Williamstown had 31 more hitouts, 44 more marks. Now, Williamstown were 82 points up towards the end of the third quarter. Carlton kicked the first point of the match, and then it was just downhill since then. The wind, once again, was blown to the city end. Williamstown got the jump at half time, but that third quarter was an absolute domination. 8 goals to nothing. Carlton, very good last quarter, 9 goals too, but Williamstown definitely took their foot off. They should have won this by a lot more, Williamstown. This was an old-fashioned belting. Head-to-head, Carlton lead Williamstown 19-14. At Point Gellibrand, Willie lead 9-4. Williamstown have won the last 6 against Carlton. Carlton are gone. See you later. In my opinion, they didn't deserve to play in the finals. Mate, both these teams didn't deserve to play finals, in my opinion. Frankston and Carlton. They only got in because Coburg stuffed up the last game. Coburg should have got in. But anyway, they both deserved to get knocked out because they were rubbish. Williamstown never looked like losing that game at Point Gellibrand. That's the third year in a row that they've been in a wildcard match and won. It was sort of a overcast, cold day, but it didn't affect Williamstown. They're pretty good in those conditions, especially at home. So 2 more beltings in a wild card. This is the 4th year in a row that they've had the wild card. get to this stat. Look at this. In 2023, Collingwood belted Richmond by 75 points. And the following week, they got belted by 55 points. So what's that? 130-point turnaround in a week. Casey belted North Melbourne by 101 points and then lost by 79 the following week. That's a 30-goal turnaround. Absolutely awful. 2024, probably sort of closest game. Frankston came back and beat Gold Coast by 3 points. But the following week, they got annihilated by 92 points. So that was a 95-point turnaround. Williamstown belted Richmond by 66 points. Following week, they actually won by 28. That's the only time that a team from the Wildcard won the following week. But last year in 2025, same thing happened. Richmond beat GWS by 18 points, then lost by 20 the following week. Williamstown beat Collingwood by 12 points, and then got smashed by 76 the following week. This year so far, 38 and 68. Now, the average winning margin in the 8 wildcard matches since it was introduced is 8 goals. 5 of the 6 teams that won the wildcard lost with a losing average margin of 64 points. Let this sink in. To say that wildcard hasn't been successful is an understatement. I'm totally against it. It's just a cash grab, especially now AFL doing it. But this wildcard, mate, it's just too hard to win 4 or 5 finals. Because you're on a high, you win the wildcard, you get to next week, you're tired, and you're playing against a team that's rested. It's a stupid idea. It's a dumb concept. The sooner they get rid of it, the better. That's enough of the wildcard. I won't get to the fixture yet. I'll do that last. So that's already the games are done. Now I've got my gripe. Now, the VFL fixturing is an absolute mess. How can you have 22 teams in a competition only play 18 games? And with this thing of having certain standalones play certain standalones twice, and then you've got certain AFL seconds playing other AFL seconds twice, and you're not playing certain teams at all. It's just not an even playing field. It's not an even fixture. They need to piss that off. Everyone should be playing everyone once. There shouldn't be any double ups. You shouldn't play anyone twice. The standalones are strong now. They can cope now. So you don't need this stupid playing twice. It's definitely, it's just a one-sided fixture. Like, how unlucky was Coburg playing Southport again? If they played anyone else, they probably would have won and made the finals. But anyway, that's the way it goes. So that's my gripe. The fixturing, an absolute disgrace. And speaking of disgrace, as I predicted, the first week of the actual finals, all the games are on Saturday. The VFL have done it again. Look, I predicted this. Like, they're just not listening to the VFL fans right now. They're just not listening. They don't give a shit about us. They just want to play all the games on the same day and at the same time. This is the fixture. You've got Geelong, Tasmania, Cardinia Park at 12:05. Essendon, Williamstown at Windy Hill at 12:05. Then you've got Port Melbourne, Sydney at Northport Oval at 12:35. I don't understand these stupid start times. Look, they're all playing at the same time. At least we got Werribee Box Hill at Chirnside Park at 2:05. That's not too bad. So no games on Sunday again. There's reasons why they've done it this time all on Saturday. I don't buy it. I don't subscribe to that. I reckon they just got lazy and they don't give a stuff about people. Well, I'd love to have gone to the game on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm actually going to double up now. I don't care. I'll double up. I'll go Essendon, Williamstown, elimination final at Windy Hill. Probably leave halfway in the last quarter. Drive half an hour. Get to Werribee Box Hill, Chirnside. Get there at half time and watch that game as well. Well, if they're if they're going to do stupid fixturing, I'm going to take the piss. Because that fixture is taking the piss. And this wild card, gotta go. As I mentioned, no stats. Absolutely ridiculous. Average winning margins, losing margins, 7-day turnarounds. I hope that this week, the week coming in the VFL, the finals, first week of the finals, is going to be an absolute beauty. No more of this bullshit wild card. Mate, it's going to be on now. If you want my tip, I reckon Geelong will win. I reckon Werribee will be too good. I think Port Melbourne might beat Sydney. I think the hardest game will be Essendon Williamstown. I'm only going to pick Essendon because Williamstown were in the wild card, so history's not great. So I'll tell you what, it's on. Wasn't a great week of footy. Nothing happened. Hopefully this week coming is going to be a beauty. See you next time.